Good morning, Michelle with Crafty Servings. So as I said in my comments, this could be an epic fail or it could turn out pretty cool. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to do my version of one of those ghosts in a tree, swinging ghosts. Mine won't swing, but it'll look like it's on a swing. So we'll see. We're going to use a Dollar Tree frame. Let me pull y'all up and see if I can pull y'all up. Hope you come join me. Say hi as you come on. Even if you're watching replay, come say hi. Make sure you... Good morning, Michelle with Crafty Serving. All right, I think you hear me. Now I just have to find my comments. Good morning, Kathy and Linda, Kim. Hello. Yeah. Oh, one of these days again. Oh, darn. All right, let's try going through the other web browser. Hello, Rita. I just want to be able to watch it on my computer and see comments very easily without it there. All right. Hello, Sandy and Joyce. Hello. I got my coffee. Today's flavor of the day is English toffee with French vanilla creamer. So do you guys, I don't know, this is more of a local company. I actually just found out that they were from Wisconsin a few weeks ago when my daughter and I went to a farmer's market craft fair. And they had a booth set up there. It's called Berres Coffee, Berres. And it's in Festival. And we've been buying it. It has such good flavor. I think you get it at Walmart too. It has such good flavor. It has almost the flavors that it says, where you don't always get that. Well, I'm glad you caught me live too. Hello, Jackie. Oh, I love those big letters. I recognize you when you do that. Hello, Jerry. Cinnamon vanilla, I like that too. I'm not a fan of like a real just caramel coffee. I'm not a fan of that. But I can have it with something else, like a caramel nut kind of thing. I'm not a fan of like you've got your apples or your cherry kind of coffee. I'm not a fan of that at all. Although there is a coffee shop that I go to in a little city near me that makes lattes and with espresso, and I can have the fruit in there. It's like the syrup, so yeah, not that healthy for you, but I like it in there. I like the fruity with that. Depends upon what fruit though. You ordered the ice skates? Awesome. All right, let me put this away. We're gonna get going. So this is going to be an epic fail, or it's going to be sort of cute. All right. I did rough one up last night just because I'm using clay. So that one looks sort of cute. I hope I can pull it all together, but I'll show you how I did it. And then we'll put this one aside and use that. Hazelnut. I'm a hazelnut fan too. Or like your Southern pecan. These Berres, like I said, this coffee just has really, really good flavor. All right, so I saw these frames at these mirrors in the frame department at Dollar Tree just yesterday. I'm gonna get we're using gauze. I got some of that on my table here. Okay, so I was picturing, let me tell you, I've been picturing this for a bit. You see those swinging ghosts. Mine is not going to swing, but I think it's going to be sort of cute. So I like this frame. I'm not even going to paint the frame. Don't look at the rest of my house, huh? So my thought of the frame that I was looking for was one that I could sit up on a stand and take the back out. But I decided different. When I saw this as a mirror, I like that. So we're going to leave it as a mirror. Okay. Like I said, this is either going to be an epic fail or it's going to be cute. I hope it's just not a total fail. Okay, so I'm using, my other form, I had two of these. My other one I had in here, the texture of it isn't that great now. I wonder how you keep that. So I'm using Formplex, but you could use any air dry clay. This is Formflex. You could order that online. I'm not even sure where I got it from. If I got it maybe directly from the company. Yeah, Linda, I think those are favorites for a lot. There's somebody in my work that doesn't like the nutty ones, but those are more my favorite. Okay, so we're gonna create a tree on this frame. And I'm just going to keep closing this because I don't want this to dry much. And this Formflex, you can use this in molds, the silicone molds. You cornstarch them, put it in the freezer, I think for like 20 minutes, and you can take it out and use it. So cracks on mirrors and ghostly fun. Yeah, so I just got paper laying here, but this first piece, I'm just going to create this. This is the stump of the tree. Now I do have, when I was practicing this, I was using a stylus to make the lines, but we have wood that we bring in downstairs. I was going to see about doing this. Oh, that would work really good. Other than, well, and you know what? It really wouldn't matter. But you get some texture with it. It doesn't matter that you're getting that bark in there because you're going to be painting it. But that would be a thought of doing it. But otherwise, this one is actually too big. I need a little skinny. You could use a toothpick. Now, my only thought on this is when we're doing it is how I'm going to paint the tree without, let me put you down here. How I'm going to paint the tree without getting it on the glass. So I'm just going to do my best. I'm going to be careful, very careful. Aw, thank you, Rita. Deshelle, hello. You have to rub your air dry clay in cornstarch first before using it. No. If you just dust real lightly the silicone clay, silicone, like when I was saying using this, you just dust very lightly in your silicone molds the cornstarch. Okay, and I'm just putting that around. Together, and then it'll come out easier. For regular air dry clay, like I really don't use much regular air dry clay. Sometimes I use the Crayola. I've used that in the past. I've done pins with Crayola. And I never use cornstarch while I'm doing that. But regular air dry clay, I know can be messy on your hands. So it's maybe, I don't know if people use cornstarch on top of it. I guess I can tell you that. Okay, I'm just filling in. This is going to be the initial branch. And before it starts drying, because this honestly dries sort of fast. Now, I let it cure overnight though. Okay, I'm just going to draw some lines in here, make some texture. And again, you can use a toothpick. I'm just going to add some texture to it. Now we're going to start doing some branches coming down. Hello, Marjorie. Placing play cards around it by placing plain cards around it. Can you edge the tree? Okay, Marcia, you're welcome, Deshelle. Marcia, can you edge the tree? Because I'm not sure what you're asking on that. Oh, Kim, I don't know. We'll see how this goes. All right, so some of it I'm gonna let hang off like that. Like that. Okay, I'm gonna do a bigger one. We need a bigger one that's gonna come across. That is going to be our hanging branch for our ghost. We'll see how it turns out. I think it'll turn out cute. We'll see once I start painting it though. All right, so like I said, this is going to be our hanging branch. We'll do a little nodule going up here to maybe like from here. And like I said, I did do one last night that I let dry completely overnight because of what we're doing. I wanted it dry. Okay. Let me just sort of bring it down to a point at the tip. See, it's sort of looking like a tree, right? Edge the mirror with playing cards, and when you paint it, oh, okay. But my problem is, well, I could tuck like a little paper next to when I'm painting it. I could do that. Let's see. I don't want too many. Let's see. I want a little thicker one for on top, and then we'll see. We'll connect this on here. Have it come down. We'll just see. It's not taking much at all. We're gonna do some on here. How it's looking. Let's do this one here. Now I do have to use, I have some alcohol wipes that will do to clean off the mirror when we're done. Give it another one like this. I really do like this Form Flex though. I really, really do like it. Okay. Now let's do one off up here. Okay, and then we'll do one. What's it doing? That one up here. We'll do one Okay, and just sort of blend in these edges. I really think that's all I'm going to need. I'll stretch this down a little more to a point. Maybe put a tiny little one here. Okay, I think that's all we're gonna put on here. We'll just add a little more in here, and it'll just, you know how a tree bark is not like this. It's not, some of it sticks up. So like I said, you could definitely use that tree bark on here and press it in for the texture, but I'm getting some of that white on there, which I'm gonna paint it anyhow, but I'm just gonna do it with a stylus. You can use a toothpick, do whatever you want. Okay, we're just added some of that in here. Ooh, a ninja diaper cake. That sounds interesting. All right, so now I'm just gonna use the stylus. And again, you can use a toothpick. I'm just gonna make lines in here. And you can even just poke sometimes just to press down on it. But you definitely want texture because it's branches that we're gonna attempt to paint and look like a tree. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, so we got that. You're seeing my whole house. That's not good. So Rita, speaking, you did a whole frame from bark. That's awesome. That would absolutely work for this. Let me show you this other frame I got at Goodwill probably a month ago. I think it was Goodwill. Yeah, Goodwill for $2.99. This would be perfect for it, other than it's littler, so you'd have to do it on a littler basis. But that would be really a cute one too. So, all right, so the next step is we need a swing. So I've got some of this just thin twine, just thin jute. I think you can get it at Dollar Tree. You can get it at any craft store. And I'm hoping I can fit this. Hoping I can get it on my seat. Okay, so we're going to tie this in a bunch of knots. Again, I already prepped this part of it on my display, so it's dried in there good. Okay, so we're doing knots. I'm just going to lift this up a little bit while it's still wet. And put that under there. Okay, and leave that long. Okay, and then we're going to do one up here. Again, you want to do it while it's pliable yet. Make as many marks as you want in it. It's more down here. Oh, that'd be cool. I never thought of bringing moss up. Moss would be really cool down here too. Okay, so this is where I don't want to show you my whole house. Can you see my goat? My goat? No, can you see that? No. I was gonna say my quote ghost display. All right, so that's where we're at. Good thing my husband's not here. You'd be seeing him. Maybe I'll have to check it out. Okay, so that's where I ended last night. So this is the one I did last night. Okay. And these are dried in there really well. You know, it's, if you have to, you could lift. I mean, it's pretty stuck on. I don't want to lift, but if you do, you could always add glue underneath. So we've got this. Let's go ahead and paint first. And then also, let me show you. So for a seat, I just used a pliers and a large popsicle stick. You could use a branch too. Did you see that fly hit me? But I'll show you what I did here. Oh, good luck, Rita. That's probably a better size than I have. I like that size. Okay, but so then also what I did was you could use a drill to do it. I didn't want to get my drill out. So I've got a nail that's a little bit wider than my other nails. If I can pull it out. That's it. I like the size of that one. Okay, so all I'm gonna do is do a nail hole in here. My table is so bad that it's not gonna matter that it goes in there a little bit. Okay, and I want that nice and big. Let's just set that on here. Oh, and I actually cracked this one. It's all right. It would still work. I just want the hole big enough because I have to be able to fit this through here. We'll see. I know I can get it through on that other one. We're going to see if we can do it on this one without breaking the whole thing. Like I said, if you have a little drill, you're a lot better off doing that because this just cracked again. I did it before though on my other one. That's all right. We can put, actually we're going to be able to get that on here better then. We could just split it a little bit and get that in there. We'll see. We might still use this one. We'll paint them both just in case. Oh, I don't even have anything to paint on here. Well, you know what? Here, I do have my thing here. Let's put this on here. Get my pins off of here. Get that off of here. Okay, we're going to pull that up on here. See, that was lifting up a little bit on there, but I think it's going to be okay. I mean, if you need to, you could add a little bit of glue under there. You know, honestly, you could add a little glue if you wanted, if you knew that you were going to do it and want to keep it for a long time. Because actually, I don't want a lot, but this is the Beacon 3-in-1. Add a little under there. That'll stay in place. I think that's really all. Okay, let's get our plate up here. Okay, so colors that I have picked out are, I have a black forest green, just add a little color in there, and also a Hauser medium green. Good morning, Carol. Okay, Linda, take care. We're just gonna add a little of each one on the plate. So those two. Oh, this has to be sugar. That's better. I have some lamp black. Whatever black you have. I have some slate gray. We're just gonna mix this up a little bit on the tree, not on my plate. But I'll be using the same brush in the whole thing. This is a peppercorn color, so I think it's a dark gray. Yeah. Oh, that is a pretty gray. I might even start with that. And then I have Java. So it's a real dark brown. So this is my color palette. Disregard that one. That's good. I'm just going to be using a little brush. I think we're going to start with this peppercorn. And it'll paint up really nicely. You just got to keep your strings out of the way. If you just take it slow, honestly, it isn't hard getting it right up to that edge. It's until I get it on the mirror. Then I'll say it's hard. So I'm just putting a base coat of this peppercorn color. I debated on leaving this almost like a white color, but I guess trees really, unless you have a birch. Oh, this would be pretty as a birch tree, wouldn't it? Oh, I could have done a birch tree. I still could. That actually would be really pretty. Should I do it as a birch tree? Yes, it's just regular acrylic paint. No, I think we're gonna do it darker. Birch tree would be really pretty though. Thank you, Susan, for passing me on. I just want to get in all the nooks and crannies. You know, Susan, there's days I shake too. It depends if I go and get my latte from that shop before I do live. Sometimes I'll tell them, okay, you have to use decaf today. I do love birch trees too, but I think we're gonna do this just all as a. We'll just add different colors on here. We'll add some of that. I have some light. I really got a lot on there. I was gonna say, I have white here. Birch would be pretty, wouldn't it? Let's do this gray as an undercoat. And then we'll see. I can add the white on top of it. We'll debate. I really do like the idea. Maybe I should have done a birch tree. Okay, I'm just going to go in and do the best I can on these. I think it clay. I don't know that I've seen a sycamore tree. Did somebody ask about what I'm using yet? It's a clay. This is actually called the Formflex. I think you get it right from the company. I don't know, maybe you can get it on Amazon, I'm not sure. But if you Google Formflex, I think that's where I got it. I got mine last year, but I love it. And she does some awesome lives using it. But a lot of people use it for molds. I guess these colors won't matter if I get it on my shirt, huh? Just trying to get as close to the mirror as I can, because being a mirror, if that clay is up a little bit, you're seeing that white in the background too. Once you get one coat on, the rest of it would just be, I really do like the idea of birch. And they're not hard to do. So I can do a layer of white on top of here, and it's okay because with this gray behind it, just because that'll add some of the coloring with that white, because the birch isn't a true white. I hope so, Susan. I hope it's going to be cute. My thought when I got the frame, or what I've been picturing for a while, is doing one with a frame without anything in the middle and having it just stand up, and then you'd have your swinging goals. But when I saw this mirror yesterday, I thought, I can do it with a mirror. Okay, we're getting there. Yeah, I do think we're going to end up doing a birch tree. But like I said, doing this gray on top first works because that will age that white a little bit. And then when you actually see the white in the mirror, that will make it look like it's the birch tree in the background, right? Yeah, I love this shirt. I love it. It was a fun make. I said the story behind my shirt for anybody that didn't see is I saw these shirts. It was actually a company that went out of style, you know, all those companies that have cheap shirts and stuff like that. They had a shirt like this, but it wasn't my size. They didn't have it near my size. So I decided I would just make my own, and I did it on live. I think it's actually over on my YouTube channel if anybody wants to watch. I do think it's over there. I think I moved it over. I did move over today because somebody was asking about, I posted yesterday the picture of that lady on the cutting board. It was so outside my comfort zone doing something like that. And so I think that's one of my favorite projects. So I did put it on YouTube this morning. Thankfully, I had downloaded it. Because when I didn't see it on my YouTube yet, I'm like, oh, I was afraid I didn't download it. I would have been mad because then it's gone. You don't have a choice. That does look like a tree though, right? The shape of it. Oh, thank you so much, Jerry. Appreciate it. And you've been following me for a while then, because I think this shirt is probably 2 years old. It was a lot bigger on me then. I need to get my head in the game and get myself back in line. Okay. Cute, cute, cute. Get that string out of the way. And you don't have to worry. So the string will be for looks on here. It won't have to bear any weight. So the way we're putting on the ghost. Like I said, my ghost is not going to actually swing. It's going to be sitting there very quiet on the swing. Oh, I got some gray in the mirror. Thank you, Cheryl. Absolutely one of my favorite pieces for a long time. I wanted it to tell a story. I loved the picture. I loved the collage picture that I had. And she looked so sad. So I wanted it to sort of tell a story. And then I asked ChatGPT. I told ChatGPT what kind of picture I had, told it a little about it and what I was doing with it, and to come up with a quote. Like a poem that I could use, and then I cut out pieces of paper, strips of paper, and I wrote on that and aged up the paper a little bit just with some ink, and then Mod Podged that on. So, and then just added I've done multimedia in the past, but not to that extent, not something like that. Thank you, Joyce. Okay, just need a little right here. All right, let's just dry this up a little bit. Doing it all over again. I don't know if a birch tree would have as much of these lines in them. This is the lady that I was telling you. This is the one I did. I mean, it has all the different pieces on the same. So that's the one we were talking about in case you didn't see me do it. It was one of my favorite. Okay, so birch wouldn't have all these lines though, would it? Does a birch hang over like that? Tell me quick. Tell me quick. Am I doing a birch? Am I doing a birch? Otherwise, I gotta add other browns and everything. Good morning, Denise. Okay, somebody tell me, am I doing a birch or not? Nobody wants a birch. My computer is really behind though, to be fair. I was so nervous. Do a birch. Artistic license, there you go. All right. And honestly, that dark gray is gonna stand out behind to give it some of the black colors that I need too. Only those go across usually. Yeah. So I'm not going to give it complete full coverage. I like that gray behind it. So it's a good thing I started with the gray. And then we'll just do some cross. Some cross black across like birch. Look at me sounding like an expert on trees. I've painted a birch tree before. I mean, it probably isn't the best, but I can get it. Oh, that actually is looking really cool. Once we start adding the black lines, I think it'll look like a birch. And I'm not even worried about going all the way down to the mirror with this white either. I'm okay with it not going down. You're looking at it. Thank you. Thank you for being a live witness on the birch tree. Our neighbor actually has some, and some of the birch papers blow across here, and I pick them up because some are pretty big and I can use them in crafting. All right, this won't take long, and it won't take long to add the black streaks. Then I don't need all the brown or the green or anything. I could probably add a little bit of light green, like moss. I could add a little of that. We have moss on a lot of trees. This appears a little wetter, so I've got a little more gray, turning into a little bit lighter light gray. That actually looks really cool. I'll show it up close in a second. I'm just gonna add a little more white on some of these. Okay. There, close. We're gonna dry this up and then we'll do the black streaks for the birch and maybe add a little green for moss. Yes, hello Lisa, how are you? You guys, Lisa's Compacting Closet is on. You guys, when you see people on here, please check them out. See if you like them, all right? I adore Lisa. Lisa's very talented. And she just hit a milestone. She's growing. She just hit a milestone on the page. She's one of our newer crafters. This is almost looking like a birch, except we have to do the black lines. I love the dark gray behind it. I'm so glad I did that first. You forgot where I'm from? Are you talking about me? I'm from Wisconsin. Is that what you're talking about, or you're talking about somebody else? Okay, that's green. I need the black. I'm just going to do... This is almost too white. Put some white back in there. I'm going to use something like this. I'll wet my brush. Yes, I'm from Wisconsin. All right, so I've got one of these brushes that have that. I don't know that I like that either. I'm probably gonna, okay, let's just do a little skinny. I'm just drawing a line across. I should have looked at my old birch tree I drew just it is sort of looking like a birch tree. Okay, and then I'm going to add just a little bit of green in places, almost like a buffing it on, like a little moss. Okay. Is that looking like a birch tree? That's the plan. Hope it does. actually looks pretty good. What do you think? Do you like that? Wisconsin is beautiful. It's beautiful. I love all the different seasons. That actually, I like it. I like it. All right, so we're gonna dry this up and then I'll just add maybe a little bit of green to make it look like moss. Oh, that's a cute ghost, Susan. Cute. And I want it really dry because I'm gonna sort of dry brush that green. Too stiff though, and I don't want too much though. Okay, so I'm just gonna grab a little of that green. Oh, it looks good. Can you see the green? Don't look at my house. See, look at the green. Awesome, Rita. Yeah, I knew I've had it in my mind for a while to do a swinging ghost. And I felt in a frame. And then when I saw the mirror yesterday at Dollar Tree, I just knew I wanted to do it on a mirror. I don't know how it'll still turn out, but we're going to give it a go at hanging that ghost in here. Okay, that looks beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, there we go. Do you see the green on there? Can you see that? All right, let's give this. Okay, we're going to do both of these just in case this one ends up breaking. But I like the idea of being able to slide that string in between there. So I'm just going to use, I've got some of that brown on here. I think I'm just going to water it down. It like almost like a stain. Let's just use this one. Oh. I also wanted a brown swing though. I think I need to get up and get my brown. Because this, I have the Java, but that's too dark. I want a brown swing. Okay, this nutmeg might be cute. Yeah, Lisa, and it was just, it's clay. It was clay. Actually, I used the Formflex clay. Thank you, Susan. All right. Yeah, that's more the color I want. Let me try and flip this over. So I'm just using it real watery. I guess that sort of blackish behind makes it look like a little like mold. I sure hope I can put this together okay and that I pull it off. I hope. Okay, and I'm going to do the shorter one in case this one breaks. I like that with that little bit of dark in it. So I really wet my brush good, so it's more of a stain that I'm using on here. And this was just a popsicle stick, one of the fat ones that we broke down. I'm wondering about the tree. Yes, it's clay. And I actually did one last night, and I can show you. I did one last night, and that's the one I painted today. But I did another one from the beginning on here. You know, I'm going to add just a touch of this in here. Maybe just a touch of this green. You won't even see most of it. Honestly, you're not going to see hardly any of the swing. I don't know why I'm doing it. You might see a little bit on the edges. That's about it. Yes, Mary, it's beautiful here too. We're supposed to have 70s all week. It's just beautiful. And you don't have the humidity. You don't have any of that. It's gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. We could use a night of rain, though. A night of rain. All right, I think I'm done painting. We're going to get this out of the way. Near Chicago. Fun fact, I was born in Chicago. I'm at Illinois, but I only lived there till I was 3 years old. And then we moved up here. My parents were originally from Wisconsin, this area, and my brothers were all born in Wisconsin. And then we moved down there because my dad was serving an apprenticeship for his tool and die. And I mean, he loved his job. He loved being a tool and die maker. He had started his own business, and then mom. But so he did his apprenticeship down in Chicago, so we lived down there for a bit, and that's where I was born. And then we moved back. I can remember we moved back and we moved to a little place in this city, Two Rivers. We were only there, just I don't know how many months. And it was an apartment, and I remember them letting me carry in. I still remember, I was little. I think I was just 3. They didn't want me carrying stuff in, so they finally gave me a jar of ketchup. A jar, mind you, a jar of ketchup. Of course, I dropped it. I dropped it on the sidewalk outside. I'll never forget that. And then we moved to the home farm where we all grew up, and we still own it today with my brother. And my mom and dad passed it to my brother and I. Okay, so this is where we're at. Oh, Wauwatosa, Lisa. Okay, so I'm just thinking, am I going to be able to get this in here? I can. I like the length of this one, and I've got that little hole in there. I hope it doesn't. We could always do a little glue. I just hope I don't break it. I should start it up higher. So I showed this at the beginning. And I actually cracked my popsicle stick. If I had to, I could use this one and I can work this jute through the hole, but I cracked it on both sides, putting a hole in it. I should have just used a drill. But this actually works really well. Sort of. I hope it doesn't break all the way through. I could put a little dab of glue on this bottom. Look at it, look at, look at, look at, look at. It is coming together. Like I said, I could put a little dab of glue on this bottom so it doesn't come apart all the way. I could even do it on the top because you're not going to see a lot of it. I'm just debating if I have to slide it down more. Okay, let's get our ghost out. So this is a stand. I also got this at Dollar Tree. It's a nice big one. I like the little ones too, but I saw this. And I'm like, okay, I think this will work. This is going to end up on here like this. I'm excited. I'm excited. Now if we could just make the ghost look good. Okay, let's get this, set this up here. So I have things I'm getting out of my way. Let's get the paper out of the way too here. Okay. I cut a bunch of squares of cheesecloth. We won't need nearly as much as this, but some are littler, some are bigger. We can't use a lot. I want to get some of the little ones out too. We have to make sure though that we're going to be covering the little styrofoam ball that I'm using. And what I did, I'll show you that. That was another prep. Now, and I'm debating, are we going to, I don't think we have to use the mounting putty, although the mounting putty might hold that swing in place. We might end up using that. Okay, so what I did was I started with a little styrofoam ball, and you could probably just use a block of clay, a little circle of clay. I started with a styrofoam ball, I cut it in half, and then I cut a half in half. And I wanted a flat surface on the back because this is going to be glued onto the back. I need it flat. It's going to be glued onto the mirror. Okay. So we're using some of this. I don't know how big we can have it. Let's just try some of this. Goodbye, Jerry. The crack makes it look weathered. Yeah, you're not even really going to see it though, I guess. I'm not worried. I just don't want it to break when I'm doing it. We'll put a couple little pieces in here too. And I'm just draping it. I mean, you can't use a lot because it's going to be too much on there then. But I want this ball covered, so we're going to do a couple little ones again. And this is just cheesecloth. Is that what it's called, right? You can get a really big package I got at, where do I have it? Oh, you get it like in the sewing department. I got a monster package of it. We use it all the time for straining stuff too. 36 by 15 yards. Food grade. You could use gauze, or you could use, there's fabric. There's one fabric I have actually downstairs that is more your, just going to do it a little more to the front and not as much in the back up here because, again, I want this to go down. And then we're going to do a bigger, maybe one or two bigger, and that's it. But I have, yeah, like a gray and white gauzy fabric that would have worked under this too. Okay. I think that's actually going to be work. And I like how that phrase like that. Let's get that up here. This is I'm gonna end up adhering that. Oh, that is just gonna be the cutest, don't you think? I think so, Kim. I think so. All right, so I think I have the swing in a good place. So I'm gonna tie knots on it. You're not gonna really see them, but maybe. Creepy cloth. Yes. I do have some gray and white creepy cloth. Just tie knots just for looks, but you may not even see them. You might. I'm seeing it's such a big popsicle stick that I have for the seat. That's gonna be adorable. Thank you, Lisa. Like I said, this was either gonna be an epic fail or it was gonna be cute. I think it's gonna be cute now. How am I gonna take a picture of this though with you're gonna have all that background. Okay, that is just cute. Okay, we're gonna cut the string off. I'm gonna give a little bit. Oh. Cut the string off a little on top here. So the most important thing is if you don't want a wonky Cricut Ghost is the branch can come down, but then your strings still have to come down straight. So this is where we're at. Okay. Yeah, Kim. Oh, this is so fun. Okay, here's our ghost. And then I have little black patches we're going to put on his face. Okay. And we might have to gather a little, you know what? Let's put little, we're going to put little dab of glue underneath in there. Oh, I have fails, Denise. I have fails, and it's so funny because everybody is so sweet on here. I tell you, people are just sweet. And I don't want a lot of glue. People are so sweet that they tell me how cute something is. And when I get off, I'm just like, good Lord, this is so nasty. I can't believe people were so sweet. Okay, that glue helps sort of keep it puckered like that. I love that. I love that. And we're going to be able to stretch it a little just because it's the gauze. Okay, this is going to go on here. Okay, so now I have to decide. Okay, we might need a little more glue in here on the sides. And the glue is going to go right through, so you don't want a lot. But what it's going to do is help you be able to shape it a little bit. Oh, thank you, Carol. Like I said, I'm my biggest critic. And I tell you, when I'm done with some of them, it's just like, oh, I would never buy that from anybody. I'm terrible. Okay, so, oh, this is going to be darling. Okay, so I'm debating. I might try using this mounting putty. You get this from Amazon. I mean, maybe this glue might work, but let's just try. We might do both even. So this is Gorilla Glue Mounting Putty Removable. Is that removable or permanent? Okay, we're using removable. We're just going to take a hunk off of there. Okay, I think I gotta put it in a bag when we're done. That'll dry. We are our critics, but yet I'm not afraid to admit when something is bad. I don't necessarily always do it right online, but I get off and I'll tell my husband, oh goodness. Okay, so let's see. No, we're gonna use glue. And then I gotta clean this off. I'll show you how to clean it. How many are gonna try this? I mean, this is my take on a swinging ghost. Okay, so I'm gonna add a good amount of glue just on the back. Now, if we have to, we might have to add a little more glue inside to hold it in, but we'll see. Hello, Ginny. Are you a doll? You are too. Let's turn this. I'm trying to be careful because I'm not sure how adhered that clay is, but I'll show you guys if you came on late. I'll show you prior to painting because I had to do one. Oh, goodness. I even had these little glasses, but these are going to be too big. Awesome, Carol and Sue. Deshelle. Deshelle, you are new on here, I believe, right? Where are you from? Oh, my goodness. So I'm going to have to put a little glue. You know what? If I put a little glue at the bottom of the ghost, it's going to hold the seat in place. Where are you from, Deshelle? Okay, I'm just going to put a little glue on the seat and then carefully lay this down. So it drapes over. Okay, I might have to put, I'm going to do a little glue on the bottom of this, on the back side of this seat. I'm just going to hold that up. It's already, I can tell it's already starting to stick. This Beacon 3-in-1 is amazing. All right, so I'm going to cut 2 little eyes. I thought I had 2 cut, but I only see 1. And I'm just going to use black felt. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Now I missed where you were from. I'll go back and look at comments. I missed it. Well, hello, Kathy McCormick. Did you wake up? Kathy from Alaska. So Kathy is my moderator on Crafty Servings Crafting Club and along with my class pages. But please, if you make this or anything else you make, please, please, please post pictures on Crafty Servings Crafting Club because we love to see that we can inspire. Okay, I do feel like we have to scrunch this in a little. So I'm going to add a little more glue in here. Let's just get underneath her little dress. Underneath, if I can get under there, here, we're going to just do it in this layer here. What's your weather like, Kathy? We talked about it at the beginning. It's so beautiful here. Oh, it's so beautiful. It was cold last week. Our Friday night, well, the poor football games. We had a football game on Thursday night that we went to watch. It was nice. It was actually, it was cold. We were afraid it was going to be really cold, but it really wasn't. It really wasn't. Look at. Let me pull it. I do want to see the edges of this seat, and I like the string. Okay, so I've got little eyes. That eye is too big. You're only 97 pounds, Rita. You're a tiny thing. You're a tiny thing. Okay, so I'm going to put that on there. Do I want them that big or do I want them a little smaller? I think they're okay. Let me just try. I want to cut them down just in case. In case I need them because I'm very limited on my little black felt here. Thank you, Ginny. Well, I am almost 65 years old. Almost. Okay, I think I might like these a little littler. Yeah, I like them a little littler. Instead of cutting those, though, I want to do on a separate piece so that I don't, in case I mess up, I still have them to do. $69 where you are? Oh, you know what? I did not add a button on here. What's up with that? Yeah, it's supposed to be in the low 70s this week here. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. I'm just going to keep going down till I have nothing left. Okay. All right. Now I think I'm good. And then I got my stand. We'll put it on. I'll show you, Kim. I'll show you the clay and I'll show you the start. Oh, where did it go? Did you see where it went? That's why. Look at where did it go? Did it fall on me? Oh, I actually see I have another tiny little piece of my black felt here. Where did it go? There's those two bigger pieces there. Oh, goodness. See, that's why I didn't want to wreck both in case I have to revert back to them. Did you see where it went? Tell me, because that one was a perfect size. Little big gap. Okay. All right. No idea where that went. Do we need a button? This is Beacon. Oh, this was actually Fabric-Tech I've been using. You can get Beacon 3-in-1 also. This is the Beacon Fabric-Tech. You can get it online, but you can also get it like at Hobby Lobby. Hobby Lobby has Fabric-Tech in these little bottles, and the Beacon 3-in-1, I think. They might have a bigger bottle, but you can get bigger bottles online. I think you can get small bottles maybe at Walmart of the Fabric-Tech. Okay, so to clean this up, these alcohol pads work good, like for you use on your glasses. I did try using an alcohol swab, like a Q-tip in alcohol, and for some reason it didn't work. I don't know why. It seemed to leave more mess than what there was. But if you have, of course, if you have oils on your fingers and stuff, you're gonna just spread that around. But that does it pretty good. Ooh, a little blush on her cheeks. You know I like my blush. So I can have it up higher. Look at how cute is that. How cute is that? Love, love, love her. You're just seeing everything in my house. Let me show you the one I did. Here it is. So if you hopped on late, I used Formflex. This was what it looked like after I did it. So this I did today. Honestly, you could probably go ahead and paint this already. I did up one of these last night, and then I painted it this morning here on the live. So this Formflex, I think you get it right from the company. I'm sorry, it's backwards. It's called Formflex. It's Formflex Compound, and you can find it on Facebook. All right. So just type in Formflex. It has instructions on here how to use. You can put it into a freezer after you get it in the silicone mold. But I thought it's like 20 minutes. 20 minutes. And then you can remove it from that compound mold already and Place casting on parchment paper until dry. To use immediately, allow 10 minutes for casting to come to room temperature. So that's what I used for it. Are they going and shop these beauties? Rita, I'm afraid that it'll break if I send it out. I'm really afraid that it'll break. Because just how you package it, I'm afraid some of that will break. I just don't know how I would package it so that it wouldn't be, so it may not be going in my shop. Yeah, it is very quick dry. So, all right, I'm gonna take this off of the stand and hold it up one more time, and we'll do a random act of kindness drawing. Is the eye on your palm? Which palm? No, it's just paint. No, I was messy right at the beginning. That's a good thought. That's a good thought. But, oh goodness. I'm in love with her. We could pull this down a little bit, get some of the string down. But, all right. There she is, along with my messy house. I love how the tree turned out. That was a good idea with the birch. So I'll have to figure out how to take a better picture so that you see at least some of the, you don't see me taking the picture because you're welcome, Kathy. You're welcome. Thank you, Rita. Awesome, Sue. Yeah, it was so much fun. And this frame, I just felt the frame did not need to be painted. It was just, it's such a pretty color. And you cover up most of it anyhow. I just felt that it did not need to be painted. So yeah, I'm loving her. All right, should we do a random act of kindness drawing? Here we go. Marcia Stetler, please private message me your mailing address and I'll get you Happy Mail. Please do a random act of kindness for someone. So, all right. Thanks for coming on with me. And I can't wait to see you guys try your own ghost on a swing because I think she actually turned out adorable. She wasn't a fail, or at least in my eyes, I don't think she was a fail. So, all right, y'all have a good one and we'll see you soon.